Welcome to Rockstars Uncensored on URL Radio. I am Laura Hargrove. Big thanks to our first special sponsor, Big Willie's ATP on the Strip in Mandan, North Dakota. If you don't know a little bit about Willie's, what they specialize in natural products. Do you have trouble with insomnia, tired, have pain, just need to relax? All their natural products to fit all your needs. Please stop in to Big Willie's ATP on the Strip, Mandan. I do have on the phone Carlos from Stonebreed. He is patiently waiting backstage to hit the stage tonight with Warrant. Let me get Carlos on the line. Carlos,
hello.
are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
How you doing, Laura?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Oh, awesome. Just enjoying this beautiful, sunny Southern California day. About 80 degrees out here in California today.
Well, aren't you lucky? We got a bunch of snow here in North Dakota.
Oh, no.
Yes. Doing the show with one boot on, one off, because I'm totally wet. Yeah, we'll take that, no direction. Okay, so you are backstage waiting to open for Warrant tonight.
Well, yeah, they're doing their, they're loading their equipment in, and they have to do a sound check first, and then we're going to do a sound check. But yeah, we're playing with Warrant tonight, so I'm over here in Agoura Hills at the venue, and those guys their crew's loading all their gear in now, and they'll probably be doing their sound check at about 3, and I think we're going to do ours at 4. So we're hanging around doing the hurry up and get here and then wait game.
And what time do you hit the stage tonight?
We hit the stage at 8. There's also an opening band that comes on at 7. I believe they're called the Fast Machine, and they go on at 7. So doors open at 6. Fast Machine's at 7. Stonebreed's at 8, and Warrant plays at 9 tonight.
Well, that sounds fun and exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. So if anybody that's in the L.A. area that's listening in, come on down. It's going to be a party tonight.
And I understand we're going to be giving away tickets for that show tonight. Is that correct?
You know what? That's what I want to do. If somebody wants to call in and talk to Laura there, the call-in number, I believe Laura will give it out there. Somebody that's listening, call in, and you can win a couple of tickets to see Warrant and Stonebreed tonight. What we'll do is we'll put you on the guest list, and you will have your name at the will call box office. So anybody that's listening, call the station and talk to Laura and see if you can get hooked up with some tickets.
And are we giving away 2? How many are we giving away today?
Yeah, we can give away a pair of tickets, like 2 of them. So if somebody wants to win and then bring a guest or whatever, we got 2 tickets we can give away for tonight's show.
Does anything special go with that? Do they get a meet and greet? Anything of that sort?
Well, you know what? We could definitely make that happen if they want to meet and greet us. They're more than welcome to. They can meet us and greet us. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can definitely do a meet and greet with anybody that we put on the guest list. It's kind of a cool venue place. So.
Okay, and just to kind of give you guys a heads up, we will wait exactly about 4 minutes after the show ends, and then at that time we'll give you either a chance to email or call us. The first one in will receive those tickets.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Okay, Carlos, let's get into how did the band form and how did the name Stonebreed come about?
Well, I was in a previous band down in Florida for a bunch of years, and I moved to California, and then I really wanted to get some guys along the same lines as me, as far as age-wise and, the kind of music that I'm into, and form a new band out here in the Hollywood area. A lot of my friends were playing in different bands and stuff, so I came out here, to specifically do that. So as soon as I got here, I started putting ads up on, believe it or not, on Craigslist, and that's how I met my guitar player, Dave Eggers. He's from Pasadena, California. Me and him kind of met first, and then we, started auditioning bass players and drummers, and we went through, a few here and there, and then we finally found Don Bodes, who was our bass player, and we were like a 3-piece, singer, guitar player, bass player, and then we started auditioning drummers, and then we found a drummer, then we decided to find a second guitar player. So it was just a process of just, finding the right guys, and then, showing them a couple of cover songs and a few songs that I had written in the past and say, okay, learn these, and let's come in and let's rehearse these. So that's kind of what we did. I pretty much formed the whole band on the internet, on Craigslist of guys that, just got with us. And as far as the name is concerned, we went through so many different names, and every time we found a name that we liked, we had to, of course, do a search to make sure that some band in, Bangor, Maine wasn't using it in their garage, and sure enough, every name we came up with, somebody was using it or it was already being taken. So we came up with the name Stonebreed because what we did was back when MySpace wasn't called Dead Space, we had a MySpace contest and had everybody just write in what names that they thought, and we actually had a kid that was from Iowa or something that wrote in Stonebreed, and we ended up paying the dude $100 because we said anybody that comes up with a name that we like will pay $100 for a bonus. So we ended up doing that. There was a kid in Iowa that won. We mailed him $100, and the rest is history. He came up with the name Stonebreed. We did a little research. We liked it. Nobody was using it. The meaning of what it meant to us kind of made sense for what we're doing. So we was like, hey, man, we're Stonebreed now. So that's how that goes.
It's always unusual how bands come up with their names, I find. So who writes your music? Do you guys do it as a group?
Well, I do a lot of the actual lyric writing. My drummer is starting to help out with a little bit of the lyrical writing as well. But as far as most of the music, I mean, I brought a couple of songs with my previous band to the table. I wrote a couple on guitar and showed it to the band. And then our guitar player, Steve Sampson, he pretty much will write a tune on on an 8-track. He'll throw a little drum machine to it, and then he'll bring it to practice. Go, here, Carlos, go check this out, and work around it. And then, I'll listen to the riff and, kind of work around that, come up with some lyrics or a chorus or a bridge or whatever, and then go, okay, then the whole band kind of takes it and listens to it, and then we follow from there. So that's kind of how we do our songwriting. It's just a group effort. We all kind of do it, but me being the singer, I'm stuck, and I stay stuck because nobody else really wants to help out with the lyrics, but I do most of the actual lyric writing myself. So,
well, that's great. I always, I guess, look up to a band a little bit more when they write their own music versus, not that it's a bad thing, but pay, these songwriters to do their music for them.
Yeah, we have no outside writers. Everything that's in this band is either written by me or somebody in the band, so we don't, hire Desmond Child or, any of my friends to write the songs for us.
Now,
although I do have an 11-year-old daughter that's helped me with a few lyrics here and there, but I didn't have to pay her. So.
Well, that's always it's always great when you got free help, right?
Yeah, there you go. You start them young.
Now, you've opened up for quite a bit of national acts, Bullet Boys, Molly Hatchet, George Lynch, so on and so forth. Who would you say has been the funnest so far to share the stage with?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I tell you, we did a show recently with Cinderella, and it was just jam-packed, and it was a great show, and it was great to see Cinderella, all original members. They were in top form, and, we just had a really exciting night that night. We did a radio interview on our bus behind the stage afterwards, and we had a little private party afterwards, and, that was just a really, really super cool, fun show. But as far as, I've grew up listening to Molly Hatchet and Marshall Tucker, and we got a chance to open for those guys. And when I opened for Molly Hatchet, it was just like, when you grow up and you listen to these guys your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're getting to open for them on stage, that's kind of a cool thing. So, as far as crowd response and the amount of people and everything, recently our Cinderella show, but as far as me personally, I think it was when we opened for Molly Hatchet. It was just a personal, milestone for me because I grew up, listening to these guys, and these were my mentors, so to speak. And although we've played with so many great national bands, we just played a show with Jackal a couple weeks ago, and they were super cool. I watched the Full Throttle Saloon show all the time on TV, and me and Jesse got to hang backstage and talk a little bit, and we might even be going up and playing at the Full Throttle Saloon, but just stuff like that, it's great. I couldn't really nail down one exact thing, but it's super cool when you're, playing with some of the guys you grew up listening to. That's what's kind of cool about being in this band.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
Okay, like every group has what they call a blower in the group. And a blower, if anyone doesn't understand what that term means, is they're the ones that do the gross, disgusting, play the jokes on everybody. Who would you say the blower is in your band?
I don't know. We don't really, it's kind of weird. Nobody really, plays jokes or anything on him. I mean, I guess maybe, Dave, our guitar player, he's kind of a little joker once in a while. And other than me, I mean, I would probably be the blower in the band because I'm always the one that's, calling the guys, telling them, hey, I booked us a show at this nude colony, and they're going to pay us $1,000, but we got to be nude. And it was a joke, and they, I don't want to play nude, $1,000, though, I don't know, maybe, and then so I like to do stuff like that. Maybe I guess I'm the blower of the band, I guess, because I don't know. I'm kind of the jokester, I guess. Me or Dave.
So you guys are pretty tame, you're telling me, compared to what most stories you hear out of rock bands.
Well, I wouldn't say we're pretty tame. We're still pretty wild and crazy, but we like to play jokes on other people. We don't play jokes on each other because we're a family in this band, so we don't step on each other's toes like that. But we sure like to play jokes on other people, that's for sure.
That's great. So when did you know you were going to be a singer? At what age did you realize music is within me?
It's sort of embarrassing to say this, but believe it or not, I was very young. I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old, and I used to listen to bands like, believe it or not, the Osmond family, the Donny Osmond, the DeFranco family, the Jackson 5. And because when I was at that age, that was the bands that were popular, and the bands that, what it really was at that age, all the girls liked, the Osmonds and this and that. And that's what I wanted. I wanted all the girls to like me. So I started listening to the, Donny Osmond and the Tony DeFranco. And then as it progressed, I started listening to everything that was on the radio. I remember, buying the 45s like Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom, and learning, every song and, every word to the songs, and Crocodile Rock, and, all the, late 70s, rock music that was on the radio. And then I think I remember getting a 45 to like Ballroom Blitz by Sweet, and I would go see all these bands. But I think when I really decided that I was going to be a rock singer is when I first heard Aerosmith, and I went and bought my jean jacket, and I cut the sleeves off, and I put the Aerosmith emblem on the back, and went to school, and I said I'm a rock singer now. So I think that was probably about 16 years old when I first decided that that's what I want to do for a living or in my life or whatever. And I've been doing it ever since, man. So what up, Steven Tyler? Woo!
God bless Steven Tyler.
Oh yeah. And then I got into a lot of the early glam bands like Angel and Stars and Sweet and stuff like that were kind of bands I was into, Kiss and Aerosmith. And then as I got a little older, Van Halen, and I grew up in Detroit, so I liked a lot of the Detroit bands, Ted Nugent, Bob Seger, stuff like that. But that's where I cut my teeth on rock and roll, man, right there.
Well, you definitely have good taste in music.
Well, thank you.
I guess it's time right now for our break in the show, and what better to bring that out is your song Break. So here is
cool.
Stonebreed. Sorry about that. Stonebreed Break is the song, and we will be right back.
And this song goes out to my boy Matthew Masterson that's listening right now, probably slaving over some hot artwork at his desk at his work right now. Matthew is our artist, and he called me and told me he was going to be listening in. So what up, Matthew?
All right, here's for Matthew. Be right back.
Cool.